everybody, welcome back. I hope everybody's had a good evening last night. I'm Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business in Mansfield called The Flower Patch. I hope you're all well. Hence, it's a bit cold here today, that's why the jumper's back on. I've had a look at the temperature and it's 17 degrees, which is around 62 to 64 degrees Fahrenheit. So to me that's cold. I am a very nesh person, so even though I've got my little heater here in the corner, I've switched it off because when I've done videos before, I can hear it in the background. So right, today I've decided that we're going to do a little small hanging basket. I've got obviously the bigger ones, the rattan ones and things like that, but I came across some of these and they are, if you can hear, metal or tin. Very quite sturdy actually, quite heavy. And I found them and there was absolutely dirt cheap. So again, me being me, I purchased around 15 of them. So I thought I've made one of these for our back garden and hanging from my husband's shed, should I say, and it looks absolutely fabulous. So today I thought I'd show you another, and do another one. They're only small, I think in diameter they come around 4 inches wide. Now that's not very big. But trust me, I will get a lot in that. And even though I've done the rattan ones, what you see, on the garden hanging from near the front doors or places like that, they're much bigger. They're more about, could be anything from 12 inches upwards. But this isn't. So I want to show you, even with a little pot, you can make a big arrangement and stick it outside your front door or on your your summer house or anything like that to show, and make it show off. You don't always need the big ones. So I won't be putting any moss in these today. I just want to go quickly through what we've got. Let me just move my chair because it's banging against my legs and I should have moved it in the first place. And I'll bring my coffee round again. Probably get wasted. So all I'm going to do, because I've cut the Oasis block in half for the dried Oasis, and before I go through what we're using, all I do when I've got things like this, make sure it's centralised all around. It's given me the print of how, where I have to cut. So then I get my spatula and I just follow the circle around and just do it. After yesterday's video, I watched it and analysed it. Oh, and I was still buzzing with the things. My deliveries come this morning from our local delivery lady called Zita. So hello Zita. So I hope you said like you promised you're going to watch it. And she's brought all my things again today, where I've had more ribbon delivered, some little wooden picks, well without the picks, I will attach the picks, some little signs, and also, don't worry everybody, Christmas signs. I've started to order the Christmas stocking. Even though I've got quite a bit, there's things that I still want. And just prise it off here, like that. And all I do then, any straggly bits at the bottom, I tidy them up. Like that. So if it's ends up taller, that's fine. I will cut it off at the top. So there you go. As you can see, there's a tiny, tiny bit coming off. So you can either leave that in case you want to stick things in at the side. I may actually leave it. But what I tend to do is just rub around the Oasis and make sure that it's all, you know, level. If any's coming off, then, you know, pull it off. You don't want that happening, you know, when somebody's purchased it and it's hanging on there, you know, they just pick it up and then all of a sudden bits of Oasis come off in their hand. If you want, you can also do the same as I did the plant pot display. You can put small pebbles at the bottom. If you think, you know, if you're doing one and it's very light, put a few pebbles or sand at the bottom and it'll keep that weight. So if you do have really strong winds, it'll stay on your hook and the winds won't just take it off of your hook. We're going to keep the string at the bottom because I'm not going to detach that. We do need the string. So then I'll just move the Oasis. And as I've got my little brush, very handy, you know, because the dry Oasis, I mean, as much as I like cutting it, I don't like the feel of it. It's very grainy and sandy. I'm not allergic to it or anything, it's just the texture. So, I'll wipe it all over me. That's why I forgot my pinny. I keep forgetting my pinny, I washed it. And I just keep forgetting to bring it in. Right, so there is our little pot all ready and waiting to start with our flowers and foliage. Right, for the foliage, oh, I've had my delivery of my fern today, and there's masses. There really is masses, to the point where I'm struggling to get them in the buckets. I've got some spare buckets in the house, new ones that I've purchased. I think I'm really going to have to get those out because they're only in small buckets and they're squeezing really tight in. So this is from the Leaf, who I said who were, you know, delivering my other fern. Well, they've delivered it as well. I've ordered asparagus fern as well. So we're going to use some of that in it, you know, from the company Leaf. And this is a rubbery texture as well, and I do like the rubbery texture. I don't know why, you know, I just find it feels a bit more realistic, but you know, people have the different preferences. But that's the asparagus fern, and I do find it beautiful. And with it being, you know, the little leaves on it and everything, it just adds extra texture. I've also got a grass. Now this has got a bit of autumnal colour on the end, green. This is, you know, you can just manipulate, you could twist the stems around so they're not all in the same position, and you know, just do that with them and they will just come out. And if you think they're not, just rub your hand with the warmth of your hand, should help them and manipulate them into a bend. But that's the colour of those, and I think they are quite pretty too. So I thought we may put that in the centre and then work around. Of course, I've got my ficus, which I never go without, and I think I need to catch up with that order as well. But it's the variegated ficus, and I think with the white, like I've said many a times, it really does, you know, contrast against colours with the white being on it. I do have my fern. I've got these, what I had left over from the other day. So I'd rather use these than a fresh stem. But they are from Leaf as well, and they're the rubbery ones. And they are wired up to about an inch from the top. This little bit's not wired, but from here downwards they are. So you can manipulate them into wonderful positions. I've got this Forsythia, and now this looks like it's got a proper, you know, bark on it. It's so realistic. I was looking at it earlier and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, that is so realistic. But it's like a limey green and it's beautiful. I love how the leaves spread out like a flower. I think they're lovely. So we're using just one of those. I brought out my eucalyptus spray. I've used all my oddments up, so I've got out a fresh stem. And this is the Silver Dollar, my favourite out of all the eucalyptus. I mean, I will buff all these leaves up when I'm using them, but that is on, I think, looking at it, maybe 80 centimetre. I don't know if it says it on the tag. No. But this came from Dunhelm. And I do really like their flowers in there. I've got my own wholesalers, you know, but it's a case of if I'm shopping around and I spot artificial flowers, I have to have a look, and if I like something, I will purchase it. You know, I won't just stick to my wholesalers. You know, having a variety of different shops or places like that to get your foliage, you know, is a great thing. So don't just stick with one, you know, person. Shop around and you'll get many. Right, this is just single green foliage, what I think slightly looks like bay leaves. I'm not quite sure, but that's just like a lime green as well. If anybody knows what it is, you know, let me know, because I've got it in my head that it's bay leaf and I can't find, you know, my order form to, you know, see what it is. I've picked some of these out from my oddments as well. I thought, you know, they're small, we can dot those around, if you can see, around the bottom. So these are my dahlias, and I love dahlias. I just can't express how much, but these are beautiful, beautiful shape, you know. Oh, they're just like a sunshine shape. I don't know, I can't really express it. And I'll get this one right today. Orange ranunculus. Now, isn't that a superb colour? And you're perhaps wondering why orange. And well, it's not just that I want to go orange. I am going to mix them with my calla lilies, which are a two-tone purple and white. And I always think yellows, oranges, anything like that, always go with purples. Because if you also look, I've got out the wispy wildflower. The oranges look lovely against that as well. And I've even got some tulips, and they look lovely against it. And I thought that I might as well mix it up a little bit and get some white. So I've got my white carnations. So it's going to be a theme with orange, purples and whites today. And because I was buzzing so much yesterday, I've had to get another one of these out. If you haven't seen it from yesterday, I'll bring it closer. This, oh my goodness. If you saw the video yesterday, I was crazy about it. So I'll bring it closer and I'll show you what it's like. It's rubber, it's on paperback. And against my hand, all these little rubbery swirls, you pull out and they just curl back up. And you've got also a few little berries at the top, just there, and it is wired right up to the tip, so you can manipulate it in any position, and I love it. I can't even remember now where I got them from. But I tried to zoom in when I bought them to see what they actually looked like, and I couldn't because the picture went blur. So I took a chance, and I'm glad I took that chance because I absolutely adore them. I've got a bit of just a slight bit of conifer out, you know, to go around the edges as well, you know, because I do want something dangling over. I do have vine over there. I may grab some vine and also put in some vine and get that hanging down as well. That's usually the traditional way, you know, when you do your baskets, you have your flowers and everything leaning over. I mean, I could have put wisteria in, hanging wisteria and things like that, but they are quite big, the wisteria that I've got, and they'd look a bit silly in a small pot. So hence the reason I've gone small with the foliage and everything. So we're going to start with our foliage, and like I say, this I want to work around in the middle. And I'm going to just turn it around, bits, you know, different leaves around, so they're not all in the same position. we can get that like that. I must move my tools away that I don't need. And just measure it against the size of your pot, because obviously if you leave that stem as long as that is, it's obviously longer than your pot. So I tend to cut so you've got approximately about 2 inches there. And with everything in, like I say, I won't be putting any moss on. Just wipe away any excess glue around the sides. I've ordered more glue. I'm running out of that as well. I said this, I think, on another video. I've ordered it off Amazon because that's the only place I can find that does it in 75 packs instead of the 30. But for some reason, they seem to take about 2 weeks to deliver it. Now, where I live, about 5 minutes in the car, we've got a great big Amazon warehouse where everything is in there, and deliveries even come away from there, and it's 5 minutes. So why does it take 2 weeks from a 5-minute journey to get here? It's just so confusing. I just really don't understand it. And the thing is, I'm very sure I've got none left. The only glue I have got is for my glue gun, which I don't like to use in here. So I think I'm about that much away from the bottom. Less than ½ centimetre, probably about 4 mil. So, and I've had a message saying it may not come till around the 11th of this month. Oh goodness. I might end up going to purchase just a pack of 30. So anyway, less of me chatting. We're going to get in now our fern. Like I said, these are a few of the oddments that I've had left, and instead of, you know, not using them, it's a small, you know, display, so we're going to use it in here. And I don't know if everybody knows, but there's a tip. You probably do. It's probably just common sense, you know, but if you're not sure, when you first start doing your hanging baskets, work from the centre outwards. Even like I've just put that fern, as you can see, right next to that stem, because then that gives you more space around to really fill it. You know, that's if you want a full basket. So that's why I always start putting everything just around the actual centre. Well, my son's gone in my car again today. I'm not going nowhere because I knew I had deliveries. I think one of his colleagues believed him that I'd given him the car. Yeah, that was really quite funny. But yeah, he's ringing the garage because he tried ringing them yesterday, and they said they're going to have a look at it now today to see what's wrong. So he's had to wait an extra day. And just turn it round. As you can see, I've put it in 3 places. It's like the triangle shape again. Even with the fern, you know, it's the triangle shape. And then obviously I may put some here in the gaps on the outer side, not in, you know, next to it. I've got the asparagus fern, like I say, which is also one of those that soften things up. It's a beautiful thing. We've got this on our, what haven't we got on our garden? My husband's a really keen gardener. I ought to take a little small video one day of our garden. Everything we've got in it. But then also I'm doing this again right from the centre. It can lean over as much as you'd like it to lean over. Oh, I really do like these. I really do like the actual company leaf. The thing is, they don't do like you know, they do artificial flowers and things like that, but they tend to sell them in a like if you get you'd go to the garden centre or something and you bought a plant for your house and you put it in a pot. They sell things like that more than anything, you know, but in artificial. There's only the odd bits that they sell single stems, you know, or a bunch like this, which is, they're not like where this. If they sell floral as well, it's in a pot. Everything's in a pot, like a display, what you'd have in your house or garden. Like I say, this is just the oddments that they do, where they just do, you know, a small bunch, and that's when I you know, I grab them. I don't order anything else from them. It's just this, you know, this foliage. I don't buy any of the pot displays. But it's the quality. I'm all for the quality. You know, if it's quality, then it gives value, you know, to your customers' display, and it looks value, you know, that they'll see that it's got value, you know, and it looks wonderful. Right, that's how I've done it now with the asparagus fern. I've put it in between the actual fern, and so it just makes it look a bit more wispy. So when you put your flowers in here and around, the asparagus fern and also the fern will look like it's growing through the flowers. But I always suggest work from the centre. I won't put any more of that in just yet. Let me just have a quick drink. So we'll now put some of us ficus in. I don't know what it is with these ficus, when you cut them and you just, well, we've made, you know, checking that there's nothing on the stem, and you just do that. Some of the plastic on the stem sometimes comes off. I haven't a clue why. Now with these, because, you know, these are also, I want to put these then in between the asparagus fern and the fern. So they will pop there, so they will just stick up, you know, naturally, like that. That's what I say, work from the centre and closely to the centre with each stem, and you will get much, much more on your hanging baskets. So I'm going to put that one there. And you can, you know, you can, if you don't want it just sticking up, you can, as you know, as usual, just manipulate it, bend it over or into a nice position that you'd like to see it in. And then one just here. Now, who would have thought all of those I've got in at the moment like that are taking not much space up, probably the size of a 50p piece. I'm not sure, ladies and gentlemen, what that is in American money. I think it'll be just bigger than a 25 cents. So if you're in America, you'll know what I mean by that. The next size up from your 25 cents, which I'm not sure what that is. Is it 50 cents? I don't know. Sorry if I've got that wrong. You know, it's not something you know, currency. It's not something I can tend to work out. Right, I'm going, these forsythia, with them being all different, you know, lengths, I don't want to just stick it in. So I'm going to cut these off. And any stems that you don't want, just bend them over, and because if you just put them in long, I mean, I don't know if you've got more of a solid bin than what I have. I haven't got a solid bin. If I just quickly show you, mine is like that. So I've got two of them, one here and one over there. So I have to put bin liners in. So I have to cut them all, because if I put them in long stem, many a times they've split the bag open, and as I lift them out to put the rubbish in the bin or the trash cart, whatever, you know, then it rips and everything falls down. I'll also leave those at the side as well, because I'm not sure whether I'm going to use those. And then let me also move the fern too, so I can work with the forsyth there. And like I say, you've got different stems on here. You could even just cut that top one off, but cut it down to where the next leaf is, and then you could use from the bottom here for another stem. In fact, we'll probably do that. Cut it at an angle, because you know, you don't want to see the stem where you've cut. Try to hide, you know, make it look professional. So here now, I've gone around with the ficus. Now I will go right in the centre again. I don't know if you can see that. If I just push that up, right next to all these stems again, and bring it out. Push it in and then bend it out. That's the best thing about it, because you're working from the middle and you're making all the stems compact in the middle. It will give you much more room to put other things in. Oops, daisy, got, oh my goodness, it's all wrapped around my fingers. So then do the same with this one. And that lime green in it as well makes it look, you know, the different colour, gives it that different texture as well, with the different leaves than the little spikes. I call them spiky leaves. Got some glue on. Let me I'll put all of these in. And make it 5. Just lift up your others. I think I may cut this one. Let's see that. Crikey, the glue's following me again today. And then this one here. You see, and I've still got plenty of room. If I just pull that out, I'll show it you. Plenty of room to work with, because all my stems are all with each other compact in the centre. It's just by manipulating your stems that it makes it look like they're further out. And I've got, like I say, the conifer, so I may actually put them, you know, just there, you know, or I might not even use them. Let's try a bit of the eucalyptus. And just like I say, as you know, manipulate this. I'm not going to put the great long stems in like that. I mean, in fact, I could have them hanging right over here. Some of the leaves aren't very straight and bent. If you do have problems with your leaves, just, you know, if you have a little steamer or an iron that does steam on it, just get it over and just steam them. Don't have it too hot though, because then you'll burn them. And then that steam will just straighten it back out. So if I get that tall one there. And work again from the centre. This is giving you all your different textures as well. It's wonderful what you can do with artificial flowers. And I'm only going to put 3 of these in, and then I'm going to be starting to add a few florals just to give it a bit more. And then once we've got those in, or you know, then we can add more greenery if needed. And again, just fluff up. To the blue string there. Right, if I put that there, I'm not going to put that in just yet. In fact, I'll put that over there with them. Right. Let's get the wildflowers with them being tall. We'll just cut these off, all of them. I can feel a glue or something hanging around. And like I said yesterday, they're like spider's webs. You can feel them, but you just can't see them. Right, the wildflowers aren't wired on these stems. They're only wired on the main stem going down. So these are, you know, will just flop over in and just fall out they'd like. I tend to sometimes just get the flower here and just try to manipulate it by just bending that there. Not much, because I've, you know, in the past I have snapped them by pressing too hard. So I just slightly try to manipulate it down. Just by doing that, and it gives another effect. And these do push up and down as well. And I'm going to put these near the centre against this grass with the orange in. I'll just place it just outside of the centre where we've been working with these. Now, don't that look pretty like that? Making it look like it's growing within it. I love anything that makes it look like it's grown within, because that's the natural effect. You know, when you, even on a meadow garden, or even in the meadows, and you see wildflowers, they're all looking like they're growing, you know, and they've all co-joined with each other and just growing within each other. And I love that effect. Right, I've got 5, I think, and I'm going to put 3 near the centre. And again, just fluff it up. Move them around the leaves if you know, if you want to just move one somewhere else. Entwine them with everything that's around. You can have your hanging baskets. I always say you can have your hanging baskets as high as you want, you know, as small as you want, as full or as minimalistic as you like. You know, there's no rule. Some people just like different styles, and you know, and I'm willing to do any style for them. Right, that one there. Just bring that slightly forward. So that's what we've got at the moment. Oh, goodness me. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? Oh, the angels must have been watching me there. Oh, thank you. But oh my goodness, I'll show you again. And this time I'm going to hold it really, really tight. So yes, sorry about that, guys. Oh, that's made my heart pump really fast. Oh, that's the first time I've ever done that. Oh, that put the jeepers up me then. Oh dear. Right, so I'm going to come out now from this area and I'm going to place that one in at an angle. And I'm going to do the same with this one on the opposite side. Oh, I can't get over that. My heart's still thumping. It's racing like mad. Let me just try and manipulate these to go, you know, so they separate from each other. Because when they come, these come where they curl around each other. And they've sort of like set in that way. And I like to spread them apart to give them that airy feeling. If I move that one like that. Right. And just like again, just move the stem. Go near the centre at an angle. And have that one coming out as well. Because I've got my ranunculus, got it right today, these, well, these are wide all the way to the top. So I could get that to bend really well, so that then could look like it's just hanging over like that. You could even have them at the bottom and make them look like they're hanging from the bottom. So we're going to put a few of these in. They're a beautiful colour, really vibrant, a vibrant orange. I'm not going to put the leaves on, so we'll take them off. I will save those and put them there. And because I've took the leaves off, I've got that prong at the bottom. So you either just snip above it or actually take the prong off. Because the stem's quite long, I shall just snip above it. Well, apart from this one, I don't want to because that's quite high up, the prong. So, again, this one we are going to put just there. So the colour, a bit of the colours here. I am going to put some in the centre as well, around the centre, to give it that, you know, contrast and from the brightness in the centre, from just being the purples. Just bend the head of it slightly. Just there, look. Sitting amongst the wildflower. I've got some more, another stem with me. I do like ranunculus. I think they're a beautiful shape. I got these at Bella's Wholesale when she was again doing her online sales, what she does every Monday. I think I need to put a rubber grip on the bottom of this, on the top of this turntable because it's very slippy. I attached this sticky back plastic on top, a vinyl. I thought, you know, because I've got it at the front of my bench, I thought it would look nice on this. But oh my goodness, since I've done it, everything, you know, is very slippy. So one. So I may end up changing it and putting rubber on it. I've got some black rubber to wrap around. So that's 7 if I use that. So we'll just snip that off. So I try to keep it to an odd number. So 1, 2, 3. I may put one actually right in the centre. Yes, we will. Going right down through the grass. If I can see. Yeah, it's perfect. And just have that sitting in the centre. I'm going to cut this one slightly shorter because these are now going to go to along the bottom. Put that one. So this then will start to bring like the triangle shape along the bottom because I'm only having 3. So there's the bottom of your triangle. So then you want one here to make the point of the triangle. Oh, I've got my cat with me today. He's fast asleep here. Thank goodness. Right, before we carry on, I want to dot a few of these around. Like I say, I've got the purple calla lilies, and I've also got, I brought out 3 purple tulips where they've got their own bit of foliage and a little bit of grass as well. So yeah, I thought with them being deep as well, they will look stunning against the vibrant orange. So I'm going to pull these off with them being paperback. We don't need that. We're going to have to cover the paper on this. I don't want it looking, you know, messy, or probably in where we're from, drabby, which is another word for messy, or tacky. That's what you tend to hear a lot. Right, that's got a couple more on, so 1, 2. If I take that one off, cut that right at the bottom so you can't see that I've cut it off. So then I've got 2 more pieces. I may put, in fact, with some going at the bottom, and then I may with some I need at the top. So I may put them on picks. One moment. I try to remember what to bring with, you know, at the front before I start the video, but there's always something that I tend to forget. And just twist it down the stem of the pick and then onto the wired pick that you've just attached. And just keep going below the stem of this, so it's onto the wide pick, just for that extra support. And then you see you can have it as long as you like. Oh, isn't it magnificent? Isn't it good how you can get excited? I mean, this is how I am at Christmas, how I was yesterday. Really buzzing. And when I saw these, oh my goodness. I thought, oh, I'm going to order a load more of those. I mean, I've got a lot, but you can never have enough. That's what my mum used to say. You can never have enough. I mean, I'm not a hoarder or anything like that. I'm very minimalistic in my house, but flowers, well, that's a different kettle of fish. And just put one more on. doesn't take long to just tape these up. Right, let's get it going. So I think I put, in fact, I might put them just below the wildflower. Just sticking out like that. I just place them first. Again, near the centre where I'm doing all the others. And let me just see what they'll look like, all placed in. Oh my goodness. And then another one. Oh, don't they look lovely? Let's just bend it over. Don't they look lovely? Oh, I think they look wonderful. It's just that wispiness. It just, you know, gives it a different texture, you know, a different feeling and mood to the flower arrangement as well. So we're going to place those there. And I'm not going to cut any of the stem off. The steel wire stem that I put attached, because I want them quite long. Right, just manoeuvre that. So you've got your triangle again. There's the tip of your triangle, and then the bottom across. I always was told that if you constantly, you know, keep thinking in mind, having the triangle theme, you know, you can't go wrong and everything will look balanced. And I think that's why I tend to stick to it, to that theme, because I do find that it does look balanced. I will try other things though. I do challenge myself, I really do. I don't like to just be, you know, stuck in one area. I like to give myself plenty of challenges. That's better. Oh, I just love them. So as you can see again, now I've glued them in. And I mean, people say take into consideration the size of your string, but I could easily just, you know, if it's not long enough, take it off. That's why I've not glued this in. I could put a frog, plastic frog at the bottom. As you can see, it's starting to get full. Take those out and I can put longer rope on it, or twine, whichever you want to use. And as you can see, there's nothing coming out from the sides or from underneath. It's still all compact in the centre, and we've still got plenty of room to put everything. Now, isn't that good? That's why I love doing hanging baskets as well. So I'll keep that one out. We might use that one, but I'm going to put in our purple tulips. I've used some more off of these. These are what I had left on the stem. Just checking that these aren't the leaves that fray. Oh, they are. As you can see, look, they fray. Now that is what I don't like. I really don't like that. So they're coming off. You know, I don't want the customer to, you know, get any goods from me and they've got leaves that are fraying. So I won't use these leaves at all for anything now. I'm sure I took the last ones off as well. So they're going in the bin. And if you've got any small leaves that you've got left, or grasses, you know, that you can slide on, you can, you know, attach them to them and add more. You know, even them, you could have, you know, attached them and have them like that to make your own small pick. you know, or even attach a flower with it as well, you know, to make a pick and then stick them around. So I'm going to put these around here at the bottom. I'm going to put bits of, obviously, the white in. The white will set it off, you know, exceptional once I've got those in. So I'm going to do, oh, keep moving. I'm going to do the triangle shape. I'm going to just bend the head slightly so it leans over once it's in place. Because tulips, they tend to, you know, the real fresh flowers and the tulips, they're not very strong at all. As soon as you've got them, they wilt over. I like tulips, but I don't buy them for, you know, the fresh ones at all, because of the problem with the wilting. And, you know, that's the only disadvantage with tulips. As much as they are so pretty, I just, the real flowers they do wilt very quickly. I've had them where they wilt within a matter of a couple of days and they're over. And it's a shame because they're such wonderful flowers. Now I'm going to take this grass off of here, unless I might curl it up. Let's curl them by just getting your fingernail from your thumb and sliding it along, and it'll give you a little curl, which will give you that other little bit of different look to them instead of just the straight grass. I love doing things like this. That one didn't go very well. That's a bit too long. There we go. Now these are going to go here. Now, as you can see, it's starting to lift with the colour. So I'm going to put 3 of those around, because these are quite the, you know, the dahlias. Well, 3 to start with. The dahlias are quite big with the heads. And I'm just going to sit it in there. In fact, I may put 5. I may put a couple at the top. And plus, you also on hanging baskets and that, you need to have depth. I talk a lot about depth because I find it's very important. It's the depth as well that gives you the more natural effect than just, you know, sticking it in and making it look like it's just going upright and everything's the same size. So, in fact, I might, let me just take these calla lilies off. These have got the rubber edge, and this is where I tend to take off the rubber from the bottom. As you can see, if I bring it closer, I mean, in case you've not seen it before, it's the rubber on the edge. As you can see, I don't know if I can pull it up. No, it needs cutting. But it's the rubber effect, what will melt in your glue pan, because you know, your glue pan is quite hot. And then as you push this into your Oasis, this rubber here at the bottom just pushes itself up. It doesn't actually go into the Oasis. So it's better taking it off than making it look, you know, messy. So if I bring this again, I'm going to show you how I do it, because I have a look, you can't really see it from afar. On my pliers, I have different holes here. They're for wire cutting and things like that. So all I do is put it on the bottom one, which is the widest, twist like that. If I can do it, I don't know if I'm in shot, I can't see. And look, you've got your wire there. So that's all you need to do. And then you just push this back up, take the bottom one off, and then you've got, at the end of the day, you have actually got the wire, which won't, you know, the rubber won't curl up. So that's what you do with them. And I only do those on calla lilies. Sometimes you have them on your tulips. And there's other flowers as well that you get the rubber on. But when I do notice it's the rubber, I make sure I take it all off, you know, the bottom bit off. I don't like a messy job. And if you find that you can't do it, just snip a bit at the side, you know, with your pliers, and you'll see a little bit of a hole come in. And then just go around it in 360. There's different ways to do it. And pull that bottom bit off. So then, like I say, you're left with the bottom bit, like that, where you can just insert it then without the rubber, you know, forcing its way up to the top. So because these are tall, and I'm not going to put them smaller because I want them to also lean. So I'm just going to do that above the orange ranunculus. That's what I want to be doing with them. So then it also, you know, gives that effect. And plus, with the point here, I always find that it looks nice with the point facing downwards. Oh my goodness, I can't get to do this one. There we go. They are beautiful. They are very, very beautiful. I love the colour. Like that. Where's that one I did? I can't get the bottom bit off now. Just take the flower off. As you can see, that's what happens when it goes in the glue and into your oasis. It all starts to curl up. In fact, let me, because I can't seem to pull that one off. Let me just grab my flat-headed pliers. I think it feels like there's a lump there. If I cut that bit, yeah, there was something avoiding it from coming off. And then just get your wire, because it's now floppy. Get your wire and just insert it back right to the tip. And there's your calla lily. If you feel that you don't think it's secure, just put a tiny bit of tape around here at the bottom to keep it in. But honestly, they won't go anywhere now you've cut the rubber. Just go in between here. Bring that down a little. Like that. Oh, I really adore. I feel that I need something a bit bigger here, and hence, you know, what having the carnations. I may need to get another carnations, and I'm going to put these other dahlias on stems, so then they can be brought up into the top. It's all about your trial and error, you know. I didn't know what type of hanging basket I was going to do. I just went and fetched flowers and greenery. As of yesterday, I did have a plan. I planned what I wanted to do, and I got things sorted. But today I just thought I'm just going to go for it again, and just, you know, as my tutor used to say, the best displays usually come from when you just don't know what you're doing and you just crack on with it and just put things in. She says they're usually the ones that turn out the best. I mean, she could be right, but in my eyes, everybody's displays, whether they're planned or not planned, they're all the best. People are so good at the jobs like that. So I think I'm going to put these here. And I may need, I don't know, I may need just 3, another one. I'll just put that like that. I lean it this way. Oops, it's getting, it's because it's on the rope. And I'll put one on the opposite side. A bit of glue on there. In fact, it looks quite nice with just the 2 at the top. And fluff up. If you think that you know you've moved your flowers out of place, just keep fluffing up. I'm going to add some more fern because the fern that I've got in is started to be hidden. So I will be adding some more fern. And then I've got, let me just cut these tags. Oh, here I go again. These tags. Right, I've gone further down from where it's thick, but I'm just trying to elongate my stem. Oh my goodness. Some of them are really, really tough. Yes, I fluffed them up. I have to check that I've fluffed them. So where I haven't got the dahlias, in fact these are bigger, so that's only more like a bud, I will place them there like that on either side. So you've got your white as well at the top. And like I say, we've still got plenty of room, and this is then where we're going to start hanging things. I want to fill the top of it first. So let's get the carnations in. And now I have to start moving things because I'm still trying not to go out, you know, I'm still trying to go close to where the centre is, to still give us more space. Right, let me just move those apart. Just like that. What time are we on? Oh, I think my husband's home from work. It's early Friday finish. So as you can see from the top, that's how it's looking now. With all, you know, with the contrast against the deep purple and the vibrant orange, and just the white to give it that little bit more, you know, bounce, so that those colours can bounce off of a neutral colour, you know, and it just gives it that prettiness, I say. So I've still got 2 calla lilies and a carnation left, but like I say, I want to put a bit more of the fern in. That's a different fern, that. And I want to bring those under here because then that'll start to soften the bottom of it. I always find it's the fern that softens everything. I mean, I'm like Sandra. Sandra's like me. She loves her fern. So, anybody else out there who likes their fern? Me and Sandra know what we mean. Don't we, Sandra? We understand fern. And I'm sure many more of you do. My son started calling me the, instead of the fur baby, it's the fern baby. Oh, they have different names for me. Even though my name's Iris. Now, isn't that funny? I've always said to my mum, you must have predicted my future by calling me after a flower. And that's the only way I interpret it. Right, I've got one here. Let's get this one in. It's a bit longer stem. I've got a gentleman on the street, just round the corner from where we live. He takes his dog for a walk daily. And he's got nicknames for me as well. Because he knows my name's after a flower. When he sees me, he doesn't call me Iris. He'll say, hello Daisy. You know, and then when he passes again by, oh, you know, hello Rose. He's trying to think of all the names of a flower. And then he may go, hello Lily, you know, and things like that. I love it. I absolutely love it. I find it so nice, you know, so funny as well. Yeah. And I find myself, that's a weird thing. I've started finding myself answering to him by all the names he calls me. I'm like, oh, hello, Andy, you all right? And then he'll just say, yes, Daisy, are you? So yeah, it's kind of weird, but nice. Friendly man. So I think I'm going to put these underneath these dahlias. So I want to cut these quite short. I'm going to again take off just the rubbery bit at the end. These are quite tough. Let's get it over that way. And put the wire back in. So under the dahlia, around here. And they're going to hang. They are coming off of my turntable at the moment, but that's what's going to be, we're starting to do. We're starting to get them to hang. I'm just waiting for the gentleman friend to start calling me dandelion. What's this called? Me dandelion? Well, that's a weed. So yeah, once he started doing that. Thank you. My husband's bought me a cup of coffee. It's because I've wasted that one again. So yeah. That's probably when I'll start worrying, when he calls me after weeds. So yes, it's a very nice street that we live on. Very friendly neighbours. We all talk together. We all have little street parties, you know. Even when it's the Grand National, you know, I go to one of the neighbours' houses and we have a little party. So yeah. Anything like that, or the World Cup, you know, football, anything to have a little party. So right, they're starting to hang over. Right, I'm going to go and have a look at some vine. I think we need to start hanging the vine in. So one moment, I'll bring it back. I've got lots and lots of vine. I've got eucalyptus vine, I've got palm vine, I've got ivy, oh my goodness, daffodil vine, meadow vine, rose vine. Right, where's that purple one? Oh my goodness, they're all together. Oh, I've got the white rose and the pink, not purple though. So, shall I, in fact, I'll bring some of this white over that I've cut down, hang some of that in. try to keep it within what we're doing. Oh, I do know what I've got. Oh, one moment, I've got this in purple. Oh goodness, I forgot all about it. These are one of my small buckets that I put things in. My other ones are much bigger. But these are actually on stems, on a bunch. They're not a vine, you know, they're actually, oh God, they do tangle really bad. Oh, it's like fighting. Right, there you go. Little, I don't know really what they're called, like little bellflowers. They're very much similar to the, is it Lily of the Valley of the Lily or Lily of the Valley? Oh, I've got some somewhere. Here, very much similar to those. But they are a deep purple. I wonder if it may be too much though. Let's just, oh gosh. Yeah, they do tangle really. You find that you're fighting against them. Just like I guess any vine as well. I find that it's the same with them. Right, bend those really over to start to give that hanging, you know, look. If I just stick that in the side, started to do that. You can have the longer ones, and like with the whites that I've got, I did put a band around those. If I just take the elastic band off, some of these are much longer. I like to cut things up ready, prepared. You know, it's not that I've used this yet, it's just the rest of it's up there. I just like to cut things, you know. So I don't know whether that is looking better or hang it. I don't think that's a bit too low to hang with it being a small container. We may need ivy. Let's get the ivy. I don't want this white, it's too long. I may put the purple in, but I'm not going to be putting that white in. Let's get the ivy. Here we go. Oh, I do have that as well. That's just popped in my eye view. Oh God, yeah. Sorry everybody, I am trying to get to the ivy. There's that much vine I've got. I've got this as well. Oh, come on. Yeah, I like that. I've got this as well. What do they call it? Nothing. It's just got a barcode. But that is full. You know, I may dot odd ones of those, like I say, around, but I do want something, if I hang a bit there, you know, to be started to hang probably to that length. And if need be, I'll put a bit on a pick so it just slightly brings it out a bit more instead of being flat against the container. You want that bounce, you know, and that fullness. So that's what we'll do. I'll put 3 of these on these last 2 on this stem, and we'll definitely use these in. We'll put those around. So that one's yet to be glued in, so then that one can then go there. Just stick it out. I can just bend slightly down under the calla lily, and then the other one bring that down as well. Fluff them out because these are terrible for tangling. You find even when you've untangled them, within, you know, if you're moving them, they easily tangle back up. Right. And they're going to sit there. Oh my goodness. I can't have that there. It's that what's so slidey. This is better with rubber. There. Right, let's get the ivy. I've got ivy as well. I have used this, and I do the same thing. If I want the ivy to sort of, or any to stick out, I put it on a pick. That's the top. I always seem to start. Oh look, it's caught. Let's get these out of my way. And put those back in there and away. So, oh, I'm getting myself all in a tether. It's because I can see mess around me, and oh, if anybody of my family are watching and they know what I'm like concerning mess. I'm forever picking up or tidying, or they'll probably be shouting at the video saying, stop it, you know. But that's just me. Right, where is it? You see, these even tangle up. Right, start from there. Scissors. And let's see how long we actually want these to hang. If that's going to sit like that, say to about there. No more. So now I've got that with my scissors. I'll do a couple or 2 or 3, but not all the same length. I'm going to then do some slightly shorter and perhaps one slightly longer. If I just take this end off, because that's just where it was. So like that, and then one back down here. So we don't need that. And let's get our picks. And again, just the same, just attach them the same, like you would with your flowers. Now then, where have I put my, oh, I've left my clippers over there. I'm not very organised today, and that's very, very unlike me. So there's your first one. And all I'm just going to do the same is in between where these purple little bellflowers are, I'm going to just place it in there. Like I say, it's not going to be a big whack, you know, really big, even though I've done really, really big. It's not going to be a really big one because the container itself is small. Now, if I did the other ones, you know, where you would see how, you know, usually outside your doors and things like that, then I'd go absolutely crazy. I have done. I would make sure that that basket is probably as big as my friend Lorraine's topiary balls and as compact, but also wispy at the same time with all the wispy bits. Oh, I think it's thundering. Oh dear. Yeah, then that one there. Just be careful with your vine near the glue pan, because I have experienced in the past where one of my leaves has gone in. And I think I'm going to take those this off as well. I've got some chains as well that I've bought to attach to things if they come with, you know, twine. who knows? I change my mind, like, you know, like the sunrises and the, you know, and the sunsets. Different every time. But there's nothing wrong with that. And I want this one here. So then that's hanging there, all different lengths, so they're not all the same. So then now I want to put in this one. Let's find the top. There's the top. Do the same again. And then we'll cut that one at a different length again. Just there. And then get another pick. We'll do the same, we'll have 3. And then do this one at a different length to the other. Just trying to see what other things I could have hanging below. Oh my goodness, there's that much. Whether to be a flower or some more greenery. Right, this one will be a shorter one. I don't know whether to put that in as a length, the full length one. We'll check it and see if it looks odd. I'm always in the evening researching things to do with floristry, designs. It's not the, I don't copy designs, I tend to look for the colours, you know, and what they use to mix the colours up. It's that I look at. You know, I don't copy people's designs. That one doesn't feel as strong. So I'm going to get this wire. In fact, I'll get a floral wire. So I just, like I say, I just tend to look at different people's colour scheme and what they've used. The designs, like, you know, like I said in one of my own videos, I've got my own design. I can do anything, absolutely anything. I know in America they're very big with the wreaths, very big on the wreaths, and there's some beautiful wreaths they do, absolutely fabulous. I love doing the wreaths. I've already got orders for Christmas, but at the same time I like to, you know, have a variety of different things. I don't just want to stick to one thing, a wreath, and that's it. I do like to, as you've seen, you know, do the lanterns, do the bird feeder. I've also done like an old-fashioned telephone. I've got one of those. I might actually do that with that and do the old-fashioned telephone. So yeah, you know, if somebody comes, this isn't working, if somebody comes with an idea, then I'm all up for it. Right, that hasn't obviously worked because it hasn't got much of a stem, so I'm pulling the pick the wire pick further up, and I'm going to attach it around there in between to give it that strength as well. That's better. It's working now. Just much better. Now let me just see how long this is. This may be too long. Yeah, it's too long. So we're going to cut that. Take that bit off. Right, let's get these in. And this is how I usually do it if I haven't got anything in my hand. I was doing it one-handed because I was holding the basket. But I usually, you know, dip it like that. I don't, you know, so it doesn't go onto the foliage. So then now we're going to put those up like that. Just cut a bit off the stem here. Was anybody working as well when they first did floristry and they were shown how to work one-handed? Oh, I couldn't do it at first. I felt awkward. I really did. It took me a while to get used to it, believe it or not. Because I felt like I was having to watch that, but also watch my arrangement at the same time. So yeah, I found it very awkward. I'm okay now. Plenty of practice. Well over 15 years of practice. Well, just seen a glue string. As you can see now, that's getting more fuller. And I'm going to put with these bits of conifer. Let me bend that one over so it's a bit more curved. So you tend to use your hand or anything to help you along. I'll just have a look. Because I want to fill the gaps. I don't want the, you know, the oasis to be showing. And that'll also give it a different bit of texture, if you can see that. You know, just with the conifer, just sticking out slightly, instead of like I go mad with the ferns. It's just a different texture as well. So we're going to put those in. I'll show you that from the top. I've just realised I'm not showing you a great deal of what I'm doing. But that's how it looks from the top. And then obviously you've got it here. Oops, glue string at the bottom and around how it's looking at the moment. So yeah, we're going to put in the conifer. And that's also, like I say, going to go around the bottom to fill in that gap. Don't be afraid to push it in, you know, as far as you'd like it to go. Just like that one I've just pushed in. And you can dot as many of these around, you know, these are, I class these little conifers as my little filler foliage. Plus they're the rubbery texture and they're beautiful. I can't even remember where I'm getting things from. I've got a brain like a pea. It's really small. Not really, but I have to keep going back to have a look at my my orders to see where I'm getting things from, because I can't remember. I really can't remember. My husband keeps saying it's my age. How cheeky. He's older than me. So I'm going to put quite a few because there's a gap right here. I may also get some more of the ficus and add in the ficus, or I may, once I've analysed, you know, had a quick look around it, once I've put these in, I may end up getting some more flowers. I was looking up there at some flowers earlier, thinking, oh, they'd look nice. So I may use them. And I'm looking, I think we need a bit more orange. Orange or, in fact, yellow. Oh no, I don't want to go out the colour scheme. Orange or white. Bit of glue. Got 2 more. I'm going to use all of these. 1, 2, 3. I want another one there. I will show you, everybody. Bring that one slightly below that one. You haven't just got to have one, you know, and dot one around. You can join 2 up, 3 up. You know, that's how it is in your garden. You've got more than, you know, hanging around. So now I think I've got one of those. I don't want to really use that on its own. So let me just go and grab. I did say orange, didn't I? Or did I? Yes, I did say orange. Now, oh, these are really pretty. I say that about everything. I just love pretty. I've got some offcuts here actually. And these are very similar to ranunculus. They may even be ranunculus, but they're not. Oh, I don't know. They may be. Just small little ones like that. And I've also got these. I think these are primrose, if I remember correctly. There's that many flowers to remember. But them as well. They've got like a yellow with a orange in it. And it very much looks orange. So I think, how many of those have I got? 1, 2, 3. So if I put those, 4, 5, 5. We'll use those. And we may put them actually on picks. So, tape. I'm running out of that tape, so I'm going to go and get the other one. Move. Move. So I'm going to put these on picks to, you know, just to elongate them. So if I want any at the top as well. You know, I may not use them at the top, but at least they're on picks and you know, and they're secure. I think if I put them all at the bottom, you know, it just needs something slightly up here, a bit of more colour. So let's just see. Especially if I entwine them. Now they would look nice there. They really would look nice there. I'll turn that round. Hopefully you can see. I think they look nice there. Because there's like, you know, you've got your colour around. It's just greenery on the bottom. So apart from your this dahlia. So you want something, you know, to be against this purple here, you know, and the conifer. So just to sit something there, you know, so it makes it look like it's still flowing underneath. So we'll put those around the bottom. I don't want to go too far in because I want them to lean out slightly to, you know, bring the border, the boundary over. So, how many? 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me. I just cut that bottom bit off because it's a bit jagged. I've got different tapes. I do find with this one's more of a more secure. Well, I wouldn't say secure, but it seems to have more strength in it than the others. The ones that you do for your corsages or your buttonholes, that's quite fine. This one, you know, more like the pot tape. is much sturdier. We'll do them all, shall we? Get them all out of the way. Otherwise I'll be just stopping and starting. Let me chop that as well. I do find it easier just to let that hang when I'm using the pot tape. And then I just tend to just turn this stem around while the pot tape's just hanging. Find it quicker. You will find your own ways to how you find things quicker. You know, there's no set way. I say that with, you know, with virtually everything. There isn't a set way to do things at all. This is just the way that I, you know, picked up how I felt it, you know, comfortable in my hands doing it. I could do it with the left and the right. It's not that I write with my left hand, I don't. I'm right-handed. But I do find some things with the florist side, I find it easier with my left hand. I think that's them all. Yeah, right, let's just trim down the bottoms. As I call preparation. I'm all for preparation. Well, I say I'm all for preparation. I haven't been today. Let's just lift it up. I'm going to place one where I can see the oasis a bit there. Just to give that a bit of colour along the bottom. Just bring it out. I will put more flowers in, I know I will, because it's needed. I can see it's really needed. And then one here, right in where all the conifer is. Just to take that, you know, dark green away. So as you can see, we've now got it around the bottom. We still need bits in. I mean, that dahlia's in, you know, set deep, but like I say, that's for your depth. But there's gaps here and spaces that need filling, because to me, that's still bare. You know, it's may not be to some people, but that still really needs filling to me, because a hanging basket is always full. That's how we see them, you know, over here in the UK. They are full. They're not usually bare. People try to pack in as much floral and, you know, greenery as they can. So I know I've got those now. I think if I put too much of that orange now, it's going to take it all away. So I'll perhaps leave those there, and I'm just going to look for something else. It's got to either be white, purple or orange. I do have roses, but I've got lilac roses as well. They may look nice. Let me just grab a few. Oh, they're pretty. I say they're pretty. I should know what I've got. It's like I don't know that I've got them. Lilac-y pink they are. So it's either those. I need a bigger flower. Well, not a bigger flower. I need something that's got that, that's not, you know, wispy. As much as I love wispy. Oh, then again, I may put something wispy in. Oh my goodness, here I go. Oh, I am terrible. I am terrible, everybody. I'll take one of each and we'll see how it comes from that. Oh, I'm terrible. With my wispy. Right, the white calla lilies around the bottom, you know, against the orange, or the purple calla lilies against the orange, or a mixture. And then I've got these like lilac two-toned roses as well. They've got the rubber stems, so I may fit them in around here, and I may even put odd ones up at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 there. Oh, I've just dropped one. Nice one come off its head, or have I picked something up without a flower on it? Oh my goodness. It's that. Is it that? Oh, I don't know. We'll soon find out. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 6. I counted right. I'm going crazy. Don't tell anybody, but I think I'm going crazy. I'm just joking. Let me get my coffee. I'm sorry, so sorry for going in and out, in and out. It's just my husband won't bring it to me while I'm filming because he doesn't like being on the camera. I'm starting to look like a cafeteria with all the things. Right, let's see. Dark or both? I may end up putting both. I just get so excited about doing this. First of all, let's have a look. Now these will hang over, and that is what really I'd like. Something in there, you know, let me just bend the stem slightly. Something in there hanging over. But then they've got the white ones where I don't want white against white, you know, but, so they may just hang from the bottom. But with the roses, let's have a look. I may place, you know, dot them around. They could be nice sat around around the bottom. Oh, there's so much choice. Oh. There we go. It can be quite tough. I'm going to put one right in between the conifer. Just like that. Now that one's quite small. That's where I've used it. So, perhaps as depth, again, because you don't want to have them all the same size. I'm going to put that one just in there, but at the same time, you know, give your flowers space. That's got something on it, blue. I'll take that off. Oh gosh. Now you may laugh about this, everybody. I'm not a particular brilliant cook. I won't, you know, claim that I am. I'm not. You know, my husband just likes basic food. I try when I watch like MasterChef. well, that's a disaster, if anything. To do things or come up with my own ideas. Well, I decided, instead of my son last night having the crispy aromatic duck, he can have a pizza. His older brother was at his girlfriend's, so I thought, why not? I took the pizza, I bought the pizza, didn't read the front. It does like pepperoni, and like I say, I didn't read the front. I didn't think about freezing it. I thought it'd be fine in the fridge. You know, nothing would be wrong with it. I mean, it didn't go off. Took it out to put in the oven, and it was raw dough. It wasn't even cooked dough. So I was thinking, oh my goodness, I can't even, I forgot to take off the plastic covering, what covers it while it's in the box. So I thought, oh gosh, and I'd already put it on the baking tray. So I decided to roll it over, you know, within itself, and then peel the paper from underneath. Oh, disaster. Because it was raw dough, it all folded in within itself, and I couldn't undo it. I really couldn't undo it. So it looked awful. Looked awful. I said, oh well, you at least put it this way, you've got a pizza that's like bread, and you've got filling inside it, already compact. It came when it had finished cooking, brought it into me. Mum, look at this. Oh, just look at this. I looked and I went, what, God, what have you done? It says, I haven't done it. Yes, so the dough on the pizza had turned all black under the bottom. The inside, after I'd rolled it upon each other, wasn't properly cooked, even though we cooked it at the time it said, but when we rolled it over it was about that thick, so I can understand why it didn't cook. And my son had one bite from it, and I don't like pizzas, so I just sat there looking at him and oh. And he threw it away. It was horrid, absolutely horrid. So I bought another pizza like that, and now I've put it in the freezer for him. Because he said he was looking forward to it. I don't think he was looking forward to it that much, was he? It were a disaster. I can't get over it, how much of a disaster it were. Right, I don't think I've got room to put that one because I've got other things I want to put in. So let's just try and get these in and sit around the bottom for that wispy feeling. Like I say, I may even put some more fern in or some ficus, because I can still see some space just like that. So I'm going to, it may fall over because it's not balanced on anything. It's got the rope underneath, so I'm going to pull these all the way up to the top so they don't hang low, and it gives it that wispy feeling again, you know, hanging. So I'll cut those off, and I'm going to do the same with the white. I'm going to add the white ones in as well. So if I take the white off while we're, you know, the best thing to do is just push them all up, really. But I'm one of these, I like playing around with them. Just makes me smile. Have I done them all? Yes. Right, I've just put a purple in. So then I'm going to, if I can just grab it from underneath. I've put the purple in there, so then I'm going to put the white there. So it's going to be purple, white, like a zigzag all the way around. So the white will go behind the delphinium, and purple again. I could have gone like the white at the bottom, but I just wanted, because they've got purple around the bottom, and I think purple against orange, it just looks fabulous. I mean, you could do it the other way if you feel like, you know, you don't really want the purple against purple. And this is just, you know, to fill it up and also give it that extra texture and the, you know, as well. And the movement, more to point, the movement. I can feel glue while I'm working on my fingernails. Shouldn't do that. You really shouldn't do that. I shouldn't be, you know, that was wrong of me. Sorry everybody. Just keep moving it underneath your hand. And I've got one more, what will go right here. And then one more up here. So as you can see now, that's getting really full, with all the flowers starting to add in, and it's started to get full around the bottom. There's still bits of space, as you can see, under there to put things. So I haven't finished yet. I will be putting other things in there. Like I say, I have got my ficus. If I just reach over and grab a few, you know, well, that's a small bit. You can still put things in between here. In fact, we may do that with it having the white, because, you know, like I say, some people may think, why are you putting the purple against these purple? Why didn't you put the white lily, calla lilies at the bottom, you know, to reflect against the purple? But the reason I did that was because I, by putting ficus in or anything with a bit of white on around the bottom, would be too much for the calla lilies, because you'll have it everywhere, you know. So that's why I've kept it at purple at the bottom, to put something with a leaf like the ficus, what's got white on it. Not too much, just a little bit to bounce off of your small calla lilies as well as your large one. So that's the reason that I didn't put the white calla lilies, you know, around the bottom. So we're going to get the ficus. I'm going to get, you know, a bit larger pieces. I don't want the tiny ones. And we'll use those because obviously with it being these calla lilies slightly sticking out, you want something against it, what's going to be not the depth, not around the edge, you know, because you want to see that fulfillment. So it'll be more than likely, you know, just something fine and airy like these, really, you know, airy, that you can see through the stem against the bottom. So if I show you what I actually mean. Right, you've got your purple calla lily there. So I'm going to put that. You can see the top. Let me just, and then just manipulate it slightly under, and that's what I'm trying to say. The slight bit of white on your ficus against your little purple calla lilies, That's why I've done it instead of the white on the white. And I haven't cut these, like I say, short. I have left them, you know, fairly long. Because I want to also just slightly pull it down. Because you've also got your little bellflowers at the side that you know, you've got to contrast it against. Like that. Because like I say, with your hanging baskets, they do come down and droop or drape. Look for the next one. I've done that one, so that's there. So again, bring that down. The calla lilies are sat above it. So as you can see like that, it's, you know, giving that white texture of the ficus against your deep purple. And there's one here. I'm just going to keep moving it around until I will show you once I've completed it. I'm just trying so I can see where everything needs to be going. And I've got this one more. Where did I go? Up there. Got little oddments here that I may just put up there, you know. I know I said I didn't want the ficus's depth, but, you know, use as filler foliage, you know, use it to fill in any gaps that you may see. Any foliage I find is good for that. If you can find a gap and you've got oddments, push it in. And it fills all your gaps, and then once it's hanging up, then, you know, your customer won't see the gaps and they'll be very pleased that it's complete. Just have another look. I feel that we need something here. I know we've got the ivy. Tangled all up. If I hold that there. Yeah, I feel that there's just some gaps here that may need filling as well. So I may go and do what I wasn't gonna do. It's either fill it with some more greenery, but I think that that's gonna, you know, by adding more greenery, it's just gonna still constantly look dark. So I can either use this, or I could have sworn I saw some others with white on, but I don't want to use the same flowers all the time. Or I had some, in fact, let's have a look where it is. Oh, there it is, here it is. Oh, I probably used that. Oh my goodness. Some of this. Some of the wild daisies. Because they've got their leaves on, you know, the grassy leaves, as well as, you know, the look like small ruscus leaves on as well as for some foliage. We'll use that instead. Let's cold. That's 2 I've wasted. Oh. Right, so let's cut the stem off. Now you can cut this in 2. So I'm going to do that. Where should I put it? Here. Move your flowers out of the way so you don't cut your flowers. Just cut at a diagonal position so it doesn't look like anything was there in the first place. And push up your leaves so you wouldn't know that I had something there. And then what I'm going to do with these, as I say, where there's gaps, I'm going to bring them down like that. One moment, glue string. So yes, I'm going to bring them down, and because I've got the purple as well here with the little bellflower, having the white coming down, then that's going to fill up, you know, and contrast against your little purple bellflowers. So we'll get those in there and then bend it right over. You see, you haven't got to just have vine, you know, you can get your long stems for your flowers and use those, as long as, you know, they bend. We'll do the same with this one. There's a gap there. Make sure it's positioned correctly. Fluff it up. And then do the same. Yeah, I've got one there that I want to get rid of. Well, not get rid of, you know, that's just a figure of speech from where I live. Get rid of means hide, you know, depending on what you're talking about. So, hide. It's something I need to hide that space. And just make sure my flowers are turning the way that I want them to hang. And then bend. See, now that's becoming more fuller because you've got your, you know, you're filling up your gap area at around the bottom. I think I may need one more if I can just turn it. Yeah, here. So we'll use this last one. So we'll place that and turn. I think I've put that in wrong position, or have I? Because I've got one there. Oh, I can't get it out. I really can't. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I've got one there. So then fluff up. Manoeuvre those around. I need a proper stand. 1, 2. That's this here. I've lost the space of where it should have gone. Oh, let's remove the old glue, otherwise I won't be happy. That's it. Just grab it again. There. Now, as you can see, now that's got much fuller by just adding just a stem as well as your vine. I know I've got that there. I'm going to cut those off. They're too small, they're not long enough, because if I threaded them through all my flowers, it'll probably only hang here. So I will remove those, and in fact I might do it now and then actually show you what it's like with. I can see. So in fact the best thing to do if I can get it now. I should have really done this to start with. Let me just place it like this, because now doing this one-handed, I can't. I'm just trying to get this twine back through to the inside. It's a bit awkward. Oh, I've got that out. But I won't let it defeat me. Oh, there you go, there you go, it's come in. Now grab with these. Just right, that's one. Do the same with this. Oh, they can be so awkward. I really should have done this to start with. But let that be a lesson learned for me. I should have known better. But the thing is, sometimes when you're doing things, you start something with, you know, and then you change your mind. I think that's the only problem. And this final one. There we go. And then let's push that knot back the other side, because we don't want the knot. Right, now let me get my the rope that I tend to use. It's very big. So 1, 2, you can cut this down to however you need it, you know, once you've got it all attached. Oh dear. 1, 2. Don't want 3. Right, so we'll go through. See if I can see it. I tell you, I should have done this to start with. Right, let me just, I'm just going to pause the video to stop wasting time while I just do it. I won't be a moment. Hi ladies and gentlemen, right, I've sorted that out, and I've also, why I've added my string to make it longer, I've also put in some crocodile fern at the bottom, with it being slightly lighter greenery. I've had a look round. I could easily put more in, but like I say, with it being a small container, how you saw it from the beginning, how it was, I think we said about, was it 6 inches, the container? And I think it was, when I looked earlier on, it's about, yeah, 4 inches in depth. So to get all of that in a 6-inch container in 4-inch depth, you know, it is quite a lot. Like I say, I've still got room, but I think as it is quite now, it's still looking full, and I do like the look of how it's, you know, finished off with the nice beautiful calla lilies with the extremely vibrant, you know, orange against it, and the white, and your wild deep dark purple wildflowers, and you know, like your calla lilies in the purple as well, and just these few primroses hanging around at the bottom as well, and then your vine. So I'll just bring it slightly closer so you can have a better look at it. There's all your colours. You know, like I say, oops, the calla lilies the wrong way round. Your calla lilies, that's the colour of it, how it's beautiful purple, which matches the rose where it's two-toned, and then your darker purple on your wildflower, and also your tulips. They're your dark your dark tulips, and they're your extremely vibrant ranunculus. I nearly said ruscus again. Oh my good gracious me. So, and I've, like I say, I've put it on a longer wire, well, not wire, rope, or twine, you know, or jute, whichever you want to call it. And I think that would do lovely to just sit against somebody's summer house or against the front door, you know, if I just swivel it so you can just have a look as it moves around, and the wispy bits. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's a pity I didn't have something to hold it up with. I could have done it better, you know, probably finished it quicker, more to the point. But what I should have done, like my husband said, I have a hook on this side when I did the topiary bows for my dear friend, and I should have put a hook above my head here for when I'm doing hanging baskets for you, all you wonderful people. So the video may have taken so long. Again, like I say, it's like watching a film with me, because I can chat for England, or for the whole wide world, in fact. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you find any of the little small containers like you do, you know, just grab a bit of Oasis. If you haven't got any Oasis, you can put sand in it, and the sand will hold your flowers, or you can put chicken wire in. That will also hold your artificial flowers, and or you could put twigs, or just any floral wire you've got in here, you know, make it into a ball or something, place it inside tightly, and then, you know, put your flowers inside the gaps of the chicken wire or the wire. That's another way of doing it. Or even if you've got some you know, old wool, you've got oddments of wool that you use for knitting or crocheting or anything like that, put that in with a few, you know, like I say, a few pebbles at the bottom for the weight, and you can stick your flowers to them as well. There's many different ways, and that's a cheaper way of doing it without the cost of actually buying, you know, your dried Oasis, which can, if you need, you know, can amount up to a lot if you keep buying the full boxes, which I have to. So like I say, I hope you enjoyed that. Please subscribe and share to your friends and family. You know, and give me a thumbs up and comment. And if you've got any questions to ask, please do ask. I'm enjoying everybody's comments that they're sending me. And a big hello to Sandra, you know, to Lorraine, to everybody really, Irma in, you know, Texas again. Anybody really who's watching, my family, friends, you know, I hope you've enjoyed it. So have a great day, and please look after yourself and take extra care, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.